Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Pepe Cedeno, and welcome back to my finance channel. I wanted to share a lot of the things that I've learned in 2020 that I want to actually continue doing in 2021 and continue improving and continue growing my portfolio like I did in the year 2020. 2020 has been an incredible year for financing, for investments, and I wanted to definitely touch up on a couple of stocks that actually have gone parabolic. I'm talking about over 100% growth. And I'm not just going to be talking about Tesla, which has actually gone exponential as well, like 700% growth. But they're actually ETFs, and these ETFs are incredible. These ETFs are mind-boggling because ETFs don't necessarily grow over 100% per year. And I wanted to touch base on these, and I wanted to just tell you guys that in 2021, these ETFs are going to continue growing and continue making a lot of money and a lot of profit. So you definitely don't want to miss out on these ETFs. So let's get started. And I wanted to actually talk about the ARKs. CEO and co-founder of ARK Investment is actually Kathy Woods. Kathy Woods is actually an investor who's actually into innovative and companies in artificial intelligence, robotics, internet, a lot of things that are just going to continue improving and continue growing because we're a world that just keeps growing in technology. So she's actually very bullish on technology, very bullish on anything that's disruptive. And yeah, and she's actually going to be bringing out a new ARK called ARK X, which is going to be space stocks like Virgin Galactic. And I mean, this is just going to be explosive because, space travel is going to be a thing, which is crazy to say, but it's going to be a thing in the near future. So to start off, I'm going to actually be sharing my screen and I'm going to be talking about some of the ARKs and actually what their holdings are. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. So let me share my screen and actually go step by step on each of them, show you the growth, and I'm actually going to show you the Robinhood. So it's a little bit, Robinhood gives you a little bit more of a detailed explanation of the percentage of growth. And like I said, you'll be able to see both of them. And I'm actually going to explain to you which holdings each ARK investment ETF has. So here we go. So if you see right here, the first one that I'm going to actually be starting off with is ARK KG. ARK G, sorry, not KG. But so ARK G is actually ARK Genomic Revolution ETF. So what exactly is this, and how much growth did it receive throughout the year 2020? So literally, just to begin right here, as you can see, it was around $33 in around February and March. Obviously, in March, when the stock market just took a dive, it ended up dropping around to $26. But today, it's actually trading at 107%. I mean, $107. That is a huge percentage. So, in terms of Robinhood here, that's around a 200%. That's incredible. And that's kind of taking account a little bit in January, but at the same time, look, over a 200% is incredible for an ETF. Nonetheless, does also give you a dividend. So I like to use CNBC because it gives you shows you the dividend. It just breaks it down for you. It's very simple, very easy to follow. And the dividend here is actually 36 cents per share in profile here. And it actually gives you the top sectors that this ETF has. So you know that it's not just a lot of companies like the S&P 500 or other index funds that are actually just broken down into like 2,500 companies that are literally losers, winners, and it just mix all in together. And obviously some of the losers drag down the winners and you end up with like a 13 or 14%. ARKG is actually concentrated in the healthcare field. You can see right here that with the 82% and a technology field with the 6.7%. So it's mostly in the healthcare field. If you scroll down right here, Pacific Biosciences with the 6.82%, Teladoc Therapeutics, Twist Bioscience. I mean, the list is right here. The list goes on, and it actually gives you the percentage of those top holdings and how much it has into those companies. And again, these companies in healthcare are chosen by Kathy Woods and her team, and they're just have been going parabolic. But if you don't want to invest, or you're just like nervous and you don't want to do all the research of investing in those innovative companies that are in the healthcare field because you may not know too much about it, this ETF is a must because it'll just give you that exposure into that growth and it'll just give you that exposure into those companies. And again, this one was able to grow over 200%, so around 200%. So being able to grow around that much per year, you'll definitely see, I can definitely see RKG to almost trading around 150, 180 in the end of 2021. It was actually trading at around 30, $38, still under $40. And obviously around, like I said, in April, March, it took a dive because of the stock market crash and ended up trading around $28, still under $30, still under $40. And but now it's trading at $86. So RKQ, which if you look at over here, a year, it was 118%. That is huge because that is a lot of growth for an ETF. It gives you a 62 cents of dividend growth. Starting off with the sectors, it's really huge on technology, which I'm very bullish. The top 10 holdings you're going to see is first one is Tesla with a 12.6%. These are some of the companies that it has. Materialize, Alphabet, Deere and Company, 2U, Proto Labs. And again, you can see some of these companies are some companies that I may personally not be really known as, like industrial companies. I may not understand too much about. I may not like want to do the research or have time to do the research in some of these companies. So ARK Investments, I really love it because Kathy Wood is all about growth. She's all about profit and she's all about the future. So I love that, and I love that she's continues to add companies, add stocks that are just going to be parabolic. ARK FinTech Innovation ETF is ARKF, and again, just look at this amazing growth here. Look at that, just totally upward on 2020, and it just continues to go up. I mean, it just has the volume here is just incredible when everything just continues to go up. And again, this one was trading again at $19, $20. I mean, this one's still at $52. Still, it ended up doubling, but just because I'll show you right here that the stock FinTech Innovation is actually a year was around 102%. I mean, that's a lot of growth from when it was trading at. And again, it ended up taking a little dive here and you were able to buy in around here. Again, I didn't buy that much. I didn't buy until later on, but I mean, either way, if you're buying at any time, you can buy now and you're going to still have a lot of growth for the future. So, I mean, don't ever think that investing in ARK or anything like that, you're going to be investing late, because you're not. I mean, it just continues to growing. And I think in the near future, we're just, you just have to continually buy in and buy in, and you're just going to be able to, skyrocket to the top. So again, this one has a 15 cents in dividend, and it has top 10 holdings in Square with a 10%, almost 11% holdings in Square, Pinterest, Mercado Libre, Intercontinental Exchange, Zillow, PayPal, 10 Cent Holdings, C, and Aiden. So these again are very good. These are very different companies. And again, technology, 38%, financials, 22%, and again, industrials, 20%. So this has a lot of exposure in different sectors, and sectors that are just continually going up, and sectors that are continuously making profits. And that's something that is really good to have. Again, like I said, look at this map. I mean, yeah, you see a little downward here, but again, this happened early, and this is from then. Look, other than that, it's been always trending upward, even from going a couple years back. I mean, it's just been going from a year back. It's been going upward. And again, with technology improving and technology getting a lot better, I can see Kathy Woods taking making huge investments on these companies. Now, she may end up dropping some companies and adding new ones, but best believe they're just going to be profitable. Now, RKK is very, ARK Innovation ETF is one of my favorites, actually. It's trending a little higher. It's a little bit more expensive at around 140, 142. But again, this one is really good. Again, with the growth on this one has like, was trading around $52, $50 a share. That one's been amazing. It's almost going to 3x. And like I said, it has a really good dividend of $1.62. But again, looking at the sectors, I mean, healthcare, technology, consumer services, industrials with the 10%. This one's a little bit more diverse, but again, it has a lot of different holdings and a lot of strong potential to continue growing. Now, this one again has Tesla. Tesla's at 10% on this, has Roku, Vitacorp, Therapeutics, Square, Slack Technologies, Teladoc, Protolabs, and Zillow Group. I mean, it has a lot of growth. And again, I can see a couple, I can see a lot of growth in even these companies. I mean, sometimes when you have these companies and you look at the companies that are in the holdings, you see that the growth and the innovation of these companies. And that is why, again, ARK investments have been parabolic in 2020 and they will continue to be parabolic in 2021. My number one is actually going to be ARK W. Now, ARK W is actually my favorite ETF of all time at the moment because ARK W is ARK Next Generation Internet ETF. Trading at a whopping 156, almost 157. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 160 by the end of the week. But this stock, again, has been going up like crazy, trading at like around $60. So it's definitely 3x, just about 3x. And yeah, for this one, again, it pays you an incredible dividend of $1.89. So if you look at the profile here, again, one of my favorite sector of all time is technology. So this one has 35% on technology, consumer services, consumer goods, and financials. So I mean, just talking about the biggest holding on this one is Tesla. Tesla's a huge holding on this one, again, because Kathy Woods believes in Tesla and believes that there's a lot of growth behind Tesla for the years to come because of electric. It's not just because of electric vehicles, but because of the technology sector that Tesla is involved in. I mean, Tesla it's incredible, and it's just so much to talk about when it comes down to Tesla. So that has to be in for another video. But again, just know that Kathy Woods is a huge bull on Tesla, and you have to jump in on the gains because I mean, even though Tesla has been going up, and you may think you might have missed it, you haven't. I mean, it's just incredible. Basically, comparing it here, just on this chart, for example, we could think that like Tesla's like right here, but in reality, with us, we're basically like right here when it comes down to Tesla. Like Tesla's right here. I mean, when everything started taking off, it looks like we're growing, but I mean, we're just getting started. And again, it's you don't want to miss it. And this one, ARK W, is obviously like 1/6 of the price of Tesla at the moment, or so it's something that you definitely want to get into because you have exposure into Tesla. And not only that, another one that I wanted to talk about is another exposure that it has into. So if you look at this one, it has Roku, Square, Slack Technology, Spotify, Teladoc, Pinterest, and Pure Storage. But the one that I'm very, very interested in is this one, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Yes, you heard that right, Bitcoin Trust. Now this one actually, technically speaking, Bitcoin doesn't have an ETF. So Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is the closest to an ETF for Bitcoin. So this is actually has exposure into the Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin continues to grow exponentially and parabolic, again, this one gives you a little bit of exposure into Bitcoin without you actually having physical exposure into Bitcoin and worrying that your investment is just going to drop, because Bitcoin is very unpredictable. And not that you shouldn't have Bitcoin on your own, but if you're a little scared or a little nervous about owning a piece of actual Bitcoin or just a bit of shares of Bitcoin, ARK W definitely has 3.2% of holdings on Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. So you get a little percentage. So again, if Bitcoin continues, if for whatever reason Bitcoin hit $500,000 in 2021, or at least $100,000, I would definitely believe the stock can continue to go up. Now, it doesn't just mean on Bitcoin. I mean, this one has a lot of exposure and definitely has a lot more exposure in Tesla. And believe me, I'm very bullish on Tesla, and I think Tesla's going to reach at least $1,200 in 2021, at least $1,500. It can possibly even reach $1,500. I mean, I'm being very conservative when I say $1,200 because we're not that far away from it, and we're not even over with when January. So believe me, Tesla can continually go up, and the higher Tesla goes, the higher these ARK stocks are going to continually grow because ARK investments are a lot heavily invested into Tesla. Not only that, they're also invested into Square, Roku, and a lot of companies that are just continually improving on their systems and the technology. So again, you definitely don't want to miss it, and you definitely want to get onto these. So thank you guys so much for viewing this video. And again, I wanted to explain a little bit more about ARK stocks. I wanted to explain as to why you should invest in ARK investments, and because you don't want to miss it, you don't want to miss on the possibility of making great profits in 2021. If you can't afford to invest all of them, you at least want to be able to get a little bit exposure, and that's something that you're going to be able to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and until next time, peace.